Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Pesahim Perek Aleph Mishnah Dalit. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to continue discussing the burning of the Hamess. When do we need to do this? Now, we know that you need to burn your Hamess before Pesach starts, right? How do we know this? Because the pasuk says, right? We're familiar with in Sefer Shemot, Shiv'at Yamim Seor Lo Yimatzeh Bevatechem, right? Seor leaven cannot be found in your homes, okay, for all 7 days. Now, that means you need to do Biur Chametz beforehand. Now, when the Pasuk then says, Bayom Harishon Tashpitu Seor Mibatechem, right, on the first day you need to get rid of the Seor, the leaven, the Chametz from your home, it must be talking about the day beforehand, the 14th, right? And that's how we know that you need to burn your Chametz on the 14th. Right? Again, because the Pasuk says you're not allowed to have any Chametz in your home for the 7 days, right? So it must be to get rid of it from the day before, and that's the 14th. Now, I would think that you have to get rid of it the entire day of the 14th. Get rid of it in the beginning, sunrise on the 14th, Erev Pesach. But the Pasuk is, Ach, Bayom Harishon Tashpitu Seor. Ach, right? But, right, comes to limit. Now, what's the limitation? Half the day. Miktzat Hayom, partial part of the day. And we know that half of that day, you're not allowed to have any Hametz. Now, we also have other Pesukim that refer to this, other places that hint to this, and one of them is Lo Tishhat al Hametz Dam Zivchi, right? We can't slaughter, right? With the Korban Pesach, we can't have any Hametz, around, right? And we're slaughtering the Korban Pesach that afternoon, right? So we see that we need to get rid of the Hametz on the 14th early on, but it doesn't have to be the whole day. Now, the Kabbalah comes, meaning the Kabbalah tradition, comes and teaches us that at the beginning of the 7th hour, everyone agrees that that's when everyone agrees that's it, right? From midday, the 7th hour is 12. From noon, that's it, right? That's the Doraita. And now everyone comes to argue, at what point do you need to go ahead and stop eating? At what point do you need to stop burning, right? And that's going to be the discussion at Mishnah. If you quickly look at this little clock I put together, everything goes by Sha'ot Zmaniyot, right? Which is a time frame. If you take a perfect day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. is 12 exact hours. And you divide each one up, right? You divide the entire day into 12, you'll have an hour of 60 minutes. Parenthetically, if sunrise is earlier, let's say sunrise was at 5 a.m. and sunset's at 7 p.m., then you're taking a 14-hour, right, what we call 14-hour day, and you'll divide that into 12. And what would that come out to? That would mean Sha'ot Zmaniyot would go ahead and be, 1 and an eighth, right, hours. Right, so an hour and 8 minutes would be one, halachic hour. By the way, Rambam really counts it seems like from sunrise to sunset. That's more along the opinion of the Gra. And then you have the Magen Abraham, who really factors in from Alot HaShahar, right? And there's different opinions how to view that. But I'm going to just focus over here from a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. day. And you see the first hour of the day is from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So now let's just go back to the Mishnah. We'll see how the machloket pans out. Rabbi Meir Omer, ochlim kol hamesh. You're allowed to eat your hamesh the entire 5th hour, right? What's the 5th hour? Look over here. The 5th hour is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. You're allowed to go ahead and eat during that time. With sorfim b'tchilat shesh, at the beginning of the 6th hour, 11 a.m., you have to go ahead and burn it. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, ochlim kol arba. You can eat the entire 4th hour. Right? So that's from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You have to stop by 10 a.m., not by 11 a.m. He argues you have to stop earlier. That's at 10 a.m. The tolim kol hamesh, right? Where we hold, right? We're in some type of suspension for the 5th hour. Right? So everyone agrees that you start to burn it at the beginning of the 6th hour, which is at 11 a.m. Right? And again, all the times different. When you look at calendars, they're going to take different times because again, they're factoring in Sha'ot Zmaniyot. Right? So everyone agrees that Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda all agree that you need to burn it, burn it at 11 a.m. The only machloket really is when you're allowed to eat. Right, so Rabbi Meir says you have to stop eating by 11 a.m. and Rabbi Yehuda says you have to stop eating by 10 a.m. Why does Rabbi Yehuda come and say 10 a.m. earlier? He says because of Gezerah, because of a day Yom Me'unan, because a day when it may be cloudy, you may mix up, between the 5th hour and the 6th hour. That's what Rambam, says in Mishna Torah. And so Torah actually explained that you mix up between the 5th hour and the 7th hour, right? But you may mix up, between the times and eat at the inappropriate time. So therefore, he, we're talking about Doraita laws over here. So he pushes it off an hour earlier, and that's what the halacha is. Halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, that we're allowed to eat chametz up until 10 a.m. From 10 a.m. until 11 a.m., that fifth hour, we're in this holding pattern, and then we need to have it, burn it at the sixth hour, and